What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are having a good, Tuesday? I had a pretty good Tuesday, not too bad. Just had a quick little video. I'm going to try to make it quick. Little video tonight. It's a little different. I'm actually going to be talking about Wrestlemania that was this past weekend. I have started to try to get back into wrestling. I used to watch wrestling a good bit back when I was a kid. I will be honest, I haven't really paid that much attention to it until, since the Attitude Era. Now that Wrestlemania is, you're able to watch the replay of it on ESPN. So I watched WrestleMania Saturday night and Sunday night these past couple of days, and gonna give you guys my thoughts on it. Okay, so like I said, I'm still a noob when it comes to the WWE universe right now, so I might get some of these names wrong, but don't hate me for that. So the first night started off with the I Show Speed, Logan Paul and LA Knight fight. And so LA Knight was with the Uso brothers, I believe, and I'm not sure who the third person was with with Logan Paul and I Show Speed, but I thought it was a good match. I thought Speed, actually not being a wrestler, did a good job as far as like his acting ability and things like that. And I thought it was cool the way they did the how Logan Paul lost and he blamed I Show Speed, and I believe Logan Paul put Speed through a table. The cool thing was LA Knight actually put Logan on a table, and surprisingly I Show Speed jumped from the top rope into a table on Logan Paul, which I thought was really cool. Which, if you guys don't know, Speed is actually a really good athlete. I don't really watch him that much. I do see him on TikTok a lot, but he's an athlete, and his frog splash was pretty good onto Logan Paul. And I might get these nights mixed up, so just bear with me, because next time I do a wrestling video, I'm gonna have my notes, take some notes. The next match, I believe, was the Liv Morgan versus, I can't remember her name. I think it was the Spanish girl that was the world champion. That match was alright, wasn't too bad. Of course, Liv Morgan cheated, apparently, and she would win that match, that match was not bad. It was alright. Is his name a BB Fenty or something like that? He's new, which everybody's new to me. But his fight with Brock Lesnar, I believe, was Sunday. But the main event for Saturday night was Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. And Pat McAfee was there, which kind of threw me off. Because, like I said, I haven't really watched anything up until I'm kind of trying to start fresh with WrestleMania. Pat McAfee was there, and he belongs there. He annoys me with college football, with game day and things like that. But he's a character, so he does really good at WrestleMania or WWE. I thought that match was decent. It was kind of quick, I felt like, but it was very good. Randy Orton he's an amazing wrestler. He's always been good at his choreography and things like that. And Cody Rhodes is too. cool part was eventually Pat McAfee intervenes because he's with Randy Orton, and he intervenes with and messes with Cody Rhodes. But he eventually, the cool part was he ends up on a table, and Cody Rhodes is like about to do something, but then the camera pans away and it shows Jelly Roll. So apparently they had beef. Him and Pat had beef back in the day before WrestleMania, and Jelly actually put Pat through a table, which was funny. And then Pat gets took out on a stretcher and things like that. So then they get back to Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes fighting. The referee gets knocked out, which was funny. And Randy RKO's Cody, but there's no ref. And then Pat McAfee comes running down the ramp with a referee shirt on and a neck brace, which was hilarious. And then after Randy RKO's Cody, he covers him, and McAfee's counting, and Cody kicks out. So that pisses off Randy Orton. And Randy Orton RKO's Pat McAfee, which was funny as crap. And then, but then since he's been distracted by Pat, Cody, I think his finisher's called like Crossroads or something like that. He crossroads Randy Orton. The referee wakes up. Cody Rhodes wins or keeps his WWE Championship belt. And this was the weird thing about this. I heard this on a podcast. After he wins, Randy Orton takes the belt from Cody and knocks him out with the belt, which was kind of weird because that's something that you would see like on Raw, because like it's like they're continuing their story, and usually with WrestleMania it ends all the stories, so that was kind of weird. And so that finished out Saturday night. And then Sunday night started off with Brock Lesnar versus a BB, I think his name is. Big guy. And that match was very, very well done. Brock really, kind of passed the torch to the big guy. And but dude, they were tossing, like they were showing their strength, which I really liked. That match was very, very well done. But BB, I think his name is, finally pins Brock Lesnar, and then Brock Lesnar retires, allegedly, because he takes his boots off and his gloves, puts them in the middle of the ring, retiring. Waves to the crowd, hugs his manager, things like that. So that was very well done. I really enjoyed that match. The next match, I believe, was Rhea Ripley versus, I think her name is Sable. I want to say Sable, maybe Sable, something like that. And that match was very well done too. It was for the women's WWE Championship, and Rhea wins that one. Her finisher is so cool. Riptide, I think it's called. So that one was very good. It ended very quickly, I thought. I feel like it could have went a little longer, but that match was good. And a lot of times I've noticed with the women, and I'm not trying to be mean or anything about this, but the women matches are not as technical as the men, in my opinion. But that match was very good. And then you had the Tricks guy versus Sami Zayn. That match was decent, but Sami is not in good shape. know, he didn't. He just looked rough. And I've heard a lot of people say that he didn't look very professional. He did end up losing that match to Trix. I can't remember. I think it's Morgan, Trix something. So he did end up losing that match. And this Trix guy, he's gonna be a superstar. The main event for Sunday was Roman Reigns versus CM Punk match. That match was the match of the WrestleMania, obviously, which it should be. Very good match. CM Punk and Roman always have good chemistry. Very good acrobatics. Very good acting, especially for CM Punk, which he's always been very good at that. Getting in your head and things like that, which is cool. But that match was awesome. I really enjoyed it. But Roman did win that match. A lot of people were upset about that. I just don't know if CM Punk if CM Punk has other things lined up besides the WWE. So that's why they decided Roman should win. It was cool though. They were doing each other's finishers to each other, which was cool. One part I thought was very cool. Roman got CM Punk apparently upside down in the ropes, and he was just like Samoa punching him like crazy. It was funny. My first WrestleMania in a long time. I'd probably give it, honestly, a 7.5. There were a few matches that were really good, but there were some matches that were not so good that I really didn't care about. The ladder match, I know a lot of people like the ladder match, but me being new, I really didn't know a lot of these wrestlers, so it didn't really, affect me like it did other people. But the acrobatics in that match was good too. But yeah, I'd probably give it like a 7.5. Not the worst WrestleMania, but definitely not the best. That's my review of WrestleMania 42. So I might drop a few of these wrestling videos here and there if you guys like it. But I hope you guys have a good week. Excuse me. And I'll catch you guys in my next